I'm just not feeling very powerful right now. You know? I'm just not. I'm not angry. I don't know what to call it, what I feel. Grief? Tired a bit, maybe. It just doesn't make sense to me that YouTubers who are just lying to everybody, like literally just lying. And I know they're lying because I've seen the truth for myself. They're just lying. And selling fake spirituality that just invokes more of the illusion that our actual spirit is trying to break through here in this world together. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me that they're making like $20,000 a month. More than that even. I don't get it. It's like if I pulled out like a nice plate, like my grandmother's china or something, so it looks nice, and then I pulled my pants down, and excuse the way I'm saying this, but you know, it's like I pull my pants down and take a shit on the plate, and then I hold it in front of you in the video with the cherry on top of that pile of shit. That's what people are doing, and maybe you like the cherry, and maybe the plate's nice, maybe the presentation's nice, but that shit you're consuming is gonna, it's making you sick in the end, and it's driving our world deeper into illusion. And a lot of these people, they're claiming that it's the awakening. That's the awakening that they're talking about. But it's not. It's just the perpetuation of illusion, because what they're really there to do is make money. They're there to make money, they're there to make sales, they're there to convince you that what they have, you want. They're there to make you want to be like them. And they're there to validate something inside of themselves. And I'm just calling it out. You know, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like I said, I guess I'm just kind of tired, you know. Whatever, this is who I am right now in this moment. Whatever, it's just the way it is. You know, they feel some smallness inside. And they believe that if everybody's cheering their name and wants to be like them, then they can feel good enough. I'm just so tired of the illusions in this world, though, guys. I'm just... Man, I'm just so tired of it. Everybody is so used to eating piles of shit at this point that when you give them a plate of truth, they say, I don't like this. It doesn't taste like the shit I'm used to eating. You know, I'm not interested in the role of like starving artist or, you know, hungry poet. I'm not. I'm not interested in any roles or stories. I'm tired of all of them, all the roles, all the stories, and everybody just so influenced by this need to be someone. And so everybody's just eating plates of shit because they want to be someone other than who they are right now in this moment. And that's the trick, that's the illusion. And this whole awakening movement claiming to be conscious and claiming all this stuff is absolute delusion. It's absolute delusion. Has it actually worked for anybody? Am I right? Like, I spent years following what these people were telling me to do, and I'm not trying to complain, I'm just making a point. It did nothing except lead me deeper into illusion and further from the truth, which is what I was really hungry for. You know, it seems like the only people that this falseness actually works for is the ones who are selling it. Have you ever noticed that? That the people who are preaching all this stuff, I'm not even going to name what it is I'm talking about. I'm going to let you use your own intelligence and presence to determine what it is I'm talking about, because we should be able to do that, and I think we can. You know, I know that you guys aren't idiots. Like, you know, the people watching these videos, like, I don't think lowly of any of you. I'm just tired, you know. It's not an easy path to live and walk and breathe in the truth. Because the whole way the world is structured, it really is structured on falseness and the worship of this system that humanity has built. This system of money and running on the wheel and feeling the need to be someone. But that's, you know, talk about false idol, you know. But has anybody else noticed that the only people that this whole, you know, movement is actually working for is the people that are spreading it in YouTube videos or writing about it in books or talking about it on stage? Does anybody else think that's weird? That the only people who are actually magnetically attracting more wealth and magnetically attracting a better reality are the ones who are feeding the bullshit to us? Has anybody else ever noticed that? Like, really think about it. Apparently, these techniques and these strategies don't work for normal, everyday people. They only work for people who are bullshit salesmen. So if you want to become a bullshit salesman and stand on stage and start selling absolute shit to people, then it could work for you. You could be magnetic too. But only if you want to join in that bullshit, you know. Not for everyday normal people. Come here, Spring. Come here. So, hey, Spring, please stop. This is what they do. They hold an image of being someone who's got it all made and got it all figured out, because then everybody who's confused flocks to them thinking that they know something that you don't. When in the truth is that all of us already have exactly what we're looking for, because spirit rises within us. Not because we did some technique, not because we bought some program, you know, not because we became more magnetic, but because we stopped living in bullshit and we let the truth rise in us. It's not about becoming more magnetic. It's not about getting more followers and making more money. Can't you people see that this is the false world? Can't you see that that's the illusion? Okay, I guess I'm angry. I'm angry now. Okay, can't you see? That's the fucking illusion. Wake up. We're destroying ourselves and each other and the planet. And I keep saying this stuff, and I don't know how many people are hearing me. And I'm not mad if people are hearing me or not. I just, you know, I'm not going to bow to a system that preys on people and devours them. I will not bow. No matter what I have to lose, no matter how hungry I am, no matter if it costs me my life, I am not going to bow to this bullshit that feeds and preys on people. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be okay while the entire world is choking on lies. Choking. You know, because they want to sit in front of you and they want to have this little twinkle in their eye and this little smirk. Oh, Absolute peace and bliss. Oh, buy what I'm selling. They're lying to themselves and to you. Absolute peace, absolute bliss. Wake up, people. Open your eyes. We're living in a world that is taking advantage of us. And that is the world that people are subscribing to. And instead of seeing it and calling it out for what it is, people think the answer is just to work as hard as you can to be someone that's a little bit higher up in this extremely manipulative and toxic system that everybody bows to and worships. And they say they know God. They say they understand Jesus' message. Fools. Jesus came here to tear down religion and the control systems, and you just built a new religion in his name. It is absolutely ridiculous. But I digress. I have a very personal history with Jesus and Christianity. And I'm very actually grateful for my experiences with Jesus. Not Christianity, though. But yes, grateful because they taught me about spiritual discernment and the deception that comes in to manipulate the truth in order that you may continue thinking that you need it from someone else. You know? And I'm not going to silence my truth just to survive, because to tell you the truth, if I was here to make money in these videos, or if I was here to validate myself, let me tell you what I would still be doing. I would be talking about metaphysical benefits of crystals, I'd be making bank, and I would be the biggest crystal YouTuber that ever existed. People would not even be able to think of the word crystals without it being synonymous with vibes and frequencies. And if you think I'm making that up or saying that pridefully, then you do not know the wave that I was on. No. If I was interested in validation and money, I would still be doing that. But something in me woke up years ago and realized that there's something wrong about just trying to get by and tricking other people into thinking that they need something. And I'm not saying that I was tricking you guys when I was making those crystal videos, because I really believed it. It was the second that I woke up out of a certain aspect of what it is that I was doing that I could subscribe to it no longer. But I'm telling you, if I was focused on making money and validation, I would just go back to that, because it works really, really well, especially with my personality and the kinds of things I'm able to pull out of nowhere, how fast I can talk, how articulate I can be, the charisma that I can just instantly turn on. I have the power to be one of the most manipulative people in this reality today. I could deceive so many people if I wanted to. But instead, I'm sitting here and I literally go upwards of an entire week without eating food. Not because I'm some spiritual guru doing divine fasting, but because I don't make any fucking money talking about the stuff that I'm talking to you guys here about. You know, this is not my woe is me story, but I guess this is my moment of just being honest. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be okay while everyone else is choking on lies. Look at this picture. This is my actual bank account. You see that bottom? $270 or something like that? That's what I got paid from YouTube for an entire month's worth of work. All the videos I was making, all the views I was getting, all the interaction I was having with the community, you know, all the YouTube shorts I've been uploading, community posts. That's what I made. Because YouTube doesn't even want to monetize me or pay me for the things I'm talking about, because I'm telling you guys the deception of the system. But people who are telling you, hey, come be part of the system, come be part of it, they get monetized and they make a shit ton of money. So, you know, and I've got nothing to sell you guys. It's just the truth. Because I'm never going to sit here and tell you that I have something that I made and it's just going to change your life. Because it's bullshit. Your life changes within when you stop feeding on these plates of bullshit that the material world keeps feeding us. And spirituality has become just people being part of it, but smiling with a twinkle in their eye and claiming they've discovered something, when really they're just talking out of their asses and making shit up. If I stand before you and I claim that I am this being from this other dimension and here's my message to you, or if I stand before you and I say I am the reincarnation of Jesus or this or that, or if I stand before you and I say I'm this extraterrestrial being speaking to you from this timeline, then you should stop listening to me, because I'm still trapped in identity, I'm still trapped in ego, which means basically what's happening is I'm talking out of my ass, and I do not actually know the truth, but I've convinced myself that I know it, and at least I'm making lots of sales and, you know, having a bunch of people wanting to hear what I'm saying, right? Come on, guys. I really should have left you in the car, shouldn't I have? I'm gonna move spots because there's like all of a sudden a bunch of people standing around here and my dogs are freaking out. Hold on. I've had weak moments where I've thought, man, I wish I was asleep still. I wish I could just go back to when I was living this fantasy story because it was easier. And it was. I'm gonna tell you right now, living in the truth is not as easy as living in the illusion. But it is real. So at the end of my life, whatever that ends up being or whatever it looks like, whenever that takes place, I'm glad I was here, you know? I was really here. I didn't let the bullshit take me. I didn't let other people's validation or opinions of me sway me. You know, I didn't let my fear of what would happen to me if I lost everything stop me from trusting my true soul's journey. And I say that's worth more than everything that this material world could offer any of you. Because maybe you spend your life and you get your money and you get your house and you get your validation, but then you die and you wake up into that infinite boundless dimension of that, you know, soul that you are, or whatever you would express that as. And I'm not saying this in a braggy way. I think maybe this is just an important reflection and moment. You know, my soul's actually expanding and growing and learning and gaining something eternal because I'm actually here in the truth and living and real. People who live in the illusion and deception aren't actually getting anything that's real because everything that you get in this world of illusions, the money, the fame, the validation, you can't take any of that stuff with you. None of it lasts because it's all in time, and time withers away everything. But what I have doesn't come from attachment or detachment. What I have is what's real right now in this moment. And this moment is eternal and everlasting beyond the illusion that most people subscribe to. So in a certain sense, it's kind of like I'm telling you, you know, maybe my life here isn't going to be as comfortable as most other people's who take part in the illusion. And I've just come to accept that, you know, whatever. You know, it's fine. It's not going to be as comfortable, maybe. It's maybe not going to have as many people cheering my name or any of that stuff, you know, but I am free. And I know this sounds strange, but I just know, not in my beliefs, not in my ideas, but because I'm here, that I'm free from the illusions that bind people here, even after their life. They're stuck here in this system where everything feeds on itself and consumes itself. But my spirit is free, infinite and boundless. There's no chains on me. I might be hungry sometimes. I might not be understood most of the time. But I'm free. And coming from someone who genuinely has not eaten in multiple days, I'm telling you right now, I would so much rather have this freedom than a plate of food. So I don't care who sticks a buffet in front of me and says you can have this if you come participate in this bullshit again. I ain't biting. No thank you. I'm good. Even if it cost me my life. Literally, I'm telling you, I would sit here and starve to death. Not to make myself a martyr, not to prove I'm some kind of guru or something who knew something, but because that's just how uninterested in the illusion I am. I would rather die. I would rather have this body die than to re-enter the illusion. Simple. But you want to know, honestly, one of the things that cuts me kind of deep sometimes, and I'm not saying this to make you guys feel bad. I'm really not. But one of the things that does cut me deep sometimes still is when I realize that, you know, I'm just guessing. Let's say there's at least 80,000 people subscribed to this channel. I don't actually know, but let's say there's at least 80,000. If just 200 of those 80,000 people, if only 200 of them signed up to become a monthly contributor to the lowest tier available on my Patreon, which is like where monthly support comes in, then I'd be totally fine. I wouldn't be constantly having calls from car repossession agencies. You know, I wouldn't have the IRS hounding me, and I wouldn't have to come into videos and say, hey guys, I'm starving, you know, can someone send me some PayPal money for some food? Like, it just, that's one of the things that cuts me the deepest. And here's the thing. I'm not saying this to make you guys feel bad. This is just me, okay? This is me today, I guess. It's just the way it is, you know? Anytime I've ever, over the last 5 years that I've been doing this, any of the times I've ever come out and said I needed help, you guys helped me. Literally, every single time. That is not lost on me. I am so grateful. I think I'm just tired of having to ask for it. Because if every single month I have to come and ask for help, I don't know, maybe that's the way it is, but yeah, it's just when I realized, like, if just 200 of those 80,000 people, if only 200 of them became tier 1, you know, monthly patron on Patreon, which you get live streams, behind the scenes vlogs, exclusive content and stuff anyways, you know, so it's not a begging bowl, then I'd be good, you know? And I think I do have a little bit of a dream in my heart that maybe someday that'll happen, you know, without me having to ask for it. But until then, I'm good either way. Maybe it's because I'm batshit crazy insane, or maybe I'm really free. But I have no problem sitting here and dying. Something's changed in me. Maybe I'm crazy, or maybe I'm free. But it's like I don't cling or need to hold on to any of these things anymore. The money, the validation, even my own life, I give freely to Spirit. But yeah, I mean, this is where I'm at, you know. I'd say I don't know if I'll post this, but I know I will, because I just don't care what anybody thinks anymore. This is what's real, and it might not make me look the best or make me look like I've got it all made, come be like me, but it is real. And I think that that's worth so much more than the image that people project. I think the world is starving for real, genuine authenticity these days. I think the world is starving for it. And I think people are tired of being fed bullshit. They just don't realize that they're eating plates of bullshit with the cherry on top. They don't know, because it's been fed to them their whole lives. It's like if you eat McDonald's every day since you're a kid, you'll think it's great. And you won't realize that it's literally just poison and fried cardboard that's killing you, giving you heart disease and cancer and making you depressed. Anyways, that's my song today. Welcome to Vibes and Frequencies. I'm a dude, just like everybody else, and I'm out here and I choose the truth every single day and every single moment over bullshit. What does it get me? Freedom that I still have yet to meet a single person who has it. That's not me judging people or saying I'm better, but I'm very clear in the present moment, and I'm free from the nonsense that most people are stuck in, and I have, to this day, still not met a single person who has the freedom that I'm talking about. And I don't mean any offense to you, because I haven't met all you guys in person. probably we couldn't resonate and have the kind of conversations we have here together if you didn't also. So it does make me feel better knowing that there's someone out there that gets it. And I know we're all in this world together and we're all doing the best we can. But I don't have all the stuff that makes me look shiny and awesome. I've got a unibrow on my face, you know? I've got this wrinkle here because I'm a real person. I'm not a fake image to poison your mind into thinking that you should want to be like me. You should be like you. Stop trying to conform to be like the other people that are tricking you into thinking that you should be like them. They're fucking with you because it makes them money and validates them. And like I said, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But anyways, thank you. Much love. My Patreon's tagged in the description of this video, and I'm not ashamed to say that. You know? I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a real person who needs help right now. But still, there's a beauty in this moment that it's the weirdest thing. It's like there's no words for it. I don't mind this sort of material world suffering because I'm not spiritually suffering. Spiritual suffering is much worse. If you're spiritually suffering and you have everything the material world has to offer you, then you are dead. You're not real. You're not alive, and you will pay the price of it. You will eventually. I'm spiritually alive and I'm materially dead, I suppose you could say. But I think that we could step into a world where you can be spiritually alive and materially wealthy. I genuinely think that that could happen, but the system doesn't want that because you would have to stop conforming to the things that are making them all billions and making them feel awesome in order for that new reality to begin. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Those are my thoughts on the matter. Much love and see you in the next video.